You play with my emotions. Why do you play with my emotions? Hey, love games live. Yeah.
Welcome again back to Love Games Live. I'm Kayzia here with Chi and Lulu, and we are in week 4 of season 2.
Oh yeah, and more drama when we look at week 4 because we have confirmed that David is moving with at least one other girlfriend. So you can definitely see that sparks are flying between Tasheni, Kasamu, as well as Michael. So this definitely looks like a very interesting start to a love triangle.
And the biggest news of tonight is Tamara testing HIV positive.
What a blow to someone like Tamara. I mean, yes, she did have a brief affair with Julius, but that was when she wasn't with her husband, and she did actually use condoms. All in all, throughout most of the part at least, I would say that she has actually been a faithful wife, and she was actually dedicated to her partner. And now to end up with HIV because of him?
Wow, that is so true. You know that a lot of people still walk around thinking that HIV can't affect them? And that somehow the people that they associate with and hang out with are separate from the people that they see getting infected with HIV. This is such a huge mistake because each and every one of us are at risk of HIV infection so long as we engage in risky behavior. As we're seeing now, people that are in the network, if they're not protecting themselves, you can see how quickly the virus is able to spread from one person to the next.
Oh yeah, and let's have a look at how the HIV is actually spreading through the sexual network we looked at last week. Now last week we discovered that baby Boaz and as a result Farida are HIV positive. This week we've learned that Tamara is also HIV positive. Now with all this information, it's fairly certain that Hamonga is also HIV positive because he's the only one that connects everyone else who we know is HIV positive. Now we can directly trace how HIV is spreading from one person to another person in this network. Baby Boaz was infected by his mother Farida, either when she was pregnant, delivering him, or breastfeeding him. And Farida, Hamonga, and Tamara were infected through unprotected sex.
Wow, scary to see how fast the virus can spread when people are not protecting themselves.
Yeah, and it's also sad to say that all these infections could have been avoided if our characters, 1, stuck to one partner that they chose to be faithful to, or 2, used condoms when they were having sex and at all times knew their HIV status.
Now, sometimes it's true that we don't have enough information to correctly identify our personal risk. Just like Tamara, she thought that her and her husband were being faithful to each other and were HIV negative. But of course, unfortunately, we know that her husband was cheating on her.
So even though it did take her a while to realize, as soon as Tamara realized that she was part of a bigger sexual network, she knew that it was important to get tested right away and find out her HIV status.
I have to say, though, it was a brave move on Tamara's end to go and get tested. I mean, we all have something to learn from her. She must have known that was a big possibility, a high risk that she was going to find herself being HIV positive. But you know what? She figured it was more important to find out her HIV status rather than living with the unknown.
Oh yeah, unlike Hamonga and Farida, who continue to be in denial that they are actually at risk of being HIV positive.
Well, Chi, another week of great discussions. I hope everyone out there is watching and learning something from these discussions, because at the end of the day, I'd like to feel that everyone out there goes out and takes a look at their life, importantly, and find out some risks that they have taken themselves. Go and find out your HIV status. It's never too late and it's never too soon to find out your HIV status.
Yeah, very true. And now it's time to check up with our girl, Lulu. Lulu, how are you doing?
Thanks again, Kayzia and Chi, for that insightful discussion as always. These discussions really make us reflect on our life and our health and what we can do to protect ourselves and those that we love. As always, we want to hear from you online. Make sure that you like our Facebook page, Love Games Live, and follow us on Twitter at Love Games Live to join the discussion. This week, we want to know, what would you have done in Tamara's position? Would you have tested for HIV? Anyways, into the next feature of the show, which is my favorite, the love test. Last week's question was, Who is most at risk of being HIV positive now that we know baby Boaz is HIV positive? And the answer was C, which is everyone in Farida's sexual network. Makes you start thinking, seriously about all the sexual networks you might be in, right? Anyways, this week's question is, now that Tamara knows she's HIV positive, what should she do next? A. Convince her husband to get tested for HIV. B. Always use condoms with her sexual partners. Or C. All of the above. Send in your answers by simply typing the word SAFE, leave a space, type your answer A, B, or C, and send that to 7233. Remember, the 20th correct answer gets a fabulous prize from Love Games. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lulu. Well, I think I have an idea what the answer to that question is, but we'll have to wait next week to find out what it is.
All right, so that means we've come to the end of our show. Catch us again, same time, same place. We will be here next week. Until then, love safely and goodbye.
My emotions, hey, Love Games Live, yeah. We're always here for you. Don't you doubt our care is true, it's true. Say so long to the pain you've been going through. We'll always stick with you. We will always hear your voice. So well done for making the intelligent choice.
Zamtel, live life today.